morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's Dr. Jan Fortman with the Relationship Matters Show. I hope everyone is having a beautifully blessed morning, afternoon, or evening. Well, we're here right outside of Chicago, and it's a beautiful day. It's like, let me see, it's 74 degrees, it's sunny, and the breeze is blowing just so beautifully. And today was a good day. Well, every day really is a good day. And guess what? Let's talk about my guest that I have today, or this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are. Someone that I met quite some time ago. And he is such a wonderful person, a bubbly personality. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about him, but when he comes on, I want him to fill in the blanks. But today, what we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, but long distance relationships. And I thought this would really be great because I know some people, some friends of mine who have had long distance relationships, or they have long distance relationships. And so we're going to go into that. But what I want to do right now is just tell you just a little bit about Charles Prinzen. And guess what? I know him as Coach Chuck. So let me tell you about Coach Chuck. He is the founder and CEO of Me Inc. Now Consulting. He is a former campus supervisor at Vacaville, I like that, Unified School District. He studied early childhood education at the Long Beach City College Foundation, and he's a part of the Alumni Association. He is also I would say, extremely powerful educator and speaker against childhood abuse. And he gives so much hope to our youth through his love of giving back. So I really, really, I don't want to say anything else. Well, first of all, he was part of the Power We Symposium. He was a top 25 finalist in season one. I wasn't a finalist, but he was. He was part of the Next Impactor. He speaks all over. And right now he is in Hawaii. So let me bring, I like to call him Coach Chuck. So, hello, Coach. Yeah, wait. Okay.
Double shotgun. There you go. Then you're gonna get the double, and you gotta wiggle, hang loose,
Wait a minute. I don't even.
hang loose. One hand, hang loose.
Hang loose. Okay.
Pinky out, thumb out, hang loose,
Pinky out, thumb out,
and
hang
shake them.
loose.
Hang loose. No, shake them.
Oh, I have to get
Back
this
and
right.
forth.
Like
Hang
that.
loose.
Okay.
Island style. There you go.
All right. How are you, Coach Chuck? How
I'm
are you?
I'm blessed every day. You know that.
I know that. I
As
know that. I
God
know
gives
that.
me an
And so, you
opportunity
know
to
what?
wake up.
He's in Hawaii, so he's going to be coming in and out. But we've decided whatever negative force is trying to
We
keep
call it Heva on the island. Heva. Evil. Heva.
ever.
Heva. Hewa. W is a V in Hawaii. So Heva.
Heva. Okay. So Heva is trying to interfere, but we're not going to let Heva interfere with anything. So, Coach, so Charles, first of all, I want to start with I want people to know who you are. And when I say who you are, I want you to go where you've come from and who you are and where you are today. I want them to know you.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. Dr. Janice. We do go back. I was thinking about that about 2018, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay? The Power of We Symposium, the Next Impactor. Okay? Uh, and I'm honored to have you ask me, and it happened. I mean, let's just say how it happened. You had a
Yes.
cancellation. That's how
Yep.
good God is. I mean, I got to throw him in here once in a while, right? Because it is a blessing. I messaged you a little bit the other day, and I said, hey, let's do something together. I just threw it out there. 2 days later, you're getting a hold of me and telling me you had a cancellation, and would I come on your show and talk about a long distance relationship? That's how it works, man.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Yep.
So I am Charles Prinzen, aka Coach Chuck, your locker room coach in this game of life. Because good coaches coach X's and O's, great coaches coach life. So that's my new thing. I've been coaching sports for over 49 years. I just celebrated 49 years at all levels: middle school, high school, uh, Pop Warner, recreation, and it all started when I graduated from Long Beach Poly High School in 1974. I had a lot of counselors. I lettered in 5 sports. Sports kept me in school. Sports kept me off the street. Sports kept me away from my violent childhood, domestic violence, child abuse, serious at the highest level, both of them. While I was practicing or marching in the band on Friday nights, I stayed active. So while I was in school, I had a lot of good counselors. I had a lot of good coaches, and they believed in me, and they knew where I came from. I am a survivor of the street. I went to 18 elementary schools, 9 junior high schools, ran away at 16, and got adopted by a widow Japanese lady that put me through high school. And so, Coach Chuck, to those that gave to me, I want to give back. And it's all about the youth. You see, our youth are tomorrow's future.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our youth are sponges of the environment that they lived in or live in. And I talk about traits, generational cycles, or traits that are passed down from generation, traits of negativity. The traits of positive, Christmas, Halloween, Easter, the tooth fairy, those are all good. Those are good traits. However, there are negative traits, and I want to bring awareness to our youth that those traits can be broken, and the earlier they can be broken, the better off they are for them. So, yes, I work very exclusively with at-risk kids.
Wow. Okay. So I know you work with kids, and so you go into different schools and you go into different organizations. Do you work with kids as a group? Do you work with kids as a group? Do you work with them one on one? How do you do that?
Well, you mentioned, well, obviously, if I'm a coach and I coach football,
Okay.
boys, girls, basketball, track, and obviously I work with uh, male and female.
Okay.
And so I'm going to work in a group. I mean, it depends on what sport it is. If it's basketball, you got about 11 or 12 basketball players. If it's a football team, you can have as much as 60, 70 players. So as far as coaching athletics, it depends on the size of the. You mentioned me being a campus supervisor in Vacaville, California. I wasn't just the campus supervisor. I was the
Please
campus
don't have
mentor.
it.
I was the campus uncle. I was the one that the administration called on the walkie-talkie when there's disruption in the detention room. 30 kids in the detention room, and they're acting crazy because they're out of control. You know, and in most cases, those at-risk kids come to school angry
Yeah.
because of the environment that they're leaving, if they even stayed home at night. So they get the first period. The first period teacher's not happy with them. They don't have a really good relationship. She ain't got time to mess with him or her. And boom, they send them to the detention. I've seen that happen. So those kids are feeling, their self-esteem, their self-worth, their self-respect is at a low level in life in general. So when I go in there, I talk stories. I can talk up to 30 people, 40 people, a whole auditorium. But one of the things that I'm really, really, I have a Monopoly program that I put together. Monopoly's been around since 1933. I put on a Monopoly presentation in front of 5, 10, 15, 100, a whole auditorium full. And we play the game of Monopoly, or we play the game of life. And while
Okay.
I'm on that, let me say that you talked about where I speak. I also speak in prisons. I speak in prisons because with an organization called MATFA, Mentoring a Touch from Above. Melanie Washington is the founder. We go in there and we're in a gymnasium or a gymnasium.
I
And
wonder if Maui has anything to do with this.
I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, we're not going to cancel this.
No, of
Yeah,
course
we're
not.
going to roll. So I have gone into prisons many times, and I talk as a coach. I come out as Coach Chuck. Okay, have any of you ever played sports? And they'll raise their hands. The majority of them raised it because they did. But
Right.
then something happened to them in their life. So now I'm going to start talking about cycles and stuff. Man, I have at the end of my presentation, I have guys that have bald head tattoos, necks like as big as like that. And they're crying on my shoulder saying, Coach, can you please help me out? I have a son. He's 16 years old and he's doing the exact same things that I was doing when I was 16, and I can't help him. Shoulders. So yeah, I speak in schools. I work in schools. I talk. I'm right now. I currently am umpiring Little League baseball every Saturday and Sunday. I get to stay around the youth. I get to stay around the parents. The parents aren't always, real good, but I like to be around the youth. I like to get involved with them because I believe that every time we can give them a smile or give them a little aloha, as we say here on the island, it's going to put a smile on their face, and that's what it's all about.
So, Coach Chuck, you do so much. You speak, you coach sports, you coach young men and young women. You know, how do you have time? Because you do a lot. As the kids say sometimes, you do so much. But how, with all of that going on, how are you able to have, I would say, a love relationship?
Well, we're going to go there.
Where
We can start. I
where
mean,
do you find the time?
see, here's the thing.
And how are you managing?
Here's the thing. You don't find the time. You are given the time from 5,667 miles away and a 6-hour time difference. You're given the time because you both have your own things going on. Okay. One in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and the other one in on the west side of Oahu. You have your life, but somehow or other, we know that we've been given. We're given to us for a reason. So the time will come to you. Sometimes it's not long at all in one day. It could be 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes, I like to say it's we have me time, we have we time, and we have our time.
So, okay, I know my audience wants to know you in Hawaii and she's in Indiana. How do
Well,
you all meet?
I'm not. Let's just change that. Let's fix that. Her name
Okay,
is Elena.
Elena. Okay, well, I didn't know if you wanted me to say her name,
No,
but
no, we're good. We're good. We're good with that. We're
okay.
good with that. Okay.
So, how did you meet? How did you meet Elena? All righty now.
How you like that one?
All right.
Because that's it. Uh, I
Now this is a good.
and I do that a lot. I was scrolling, and all of a sudden, I came across this beautiful woman doing what she does because she owns her own business and she's a speaker, she's an author. Okay. And I watched her and I went, I mean, I'm be real. I'm just telling you the way it is. I went, whoa. Okay. Whoa. And I'm listening to her and I'm watching her and I'm like, part of me is going, friend her. And the other part of me is going, you ain't got a chance. But you see, I am a widower. I lost my significant other. You know this.
Yeah.
December 24th, 2021.
Yeah.
And I made a promise to my significant other that I would not, it might sound rude, it might sound disrespectful, but we had, you know what we had? We had unconditional love.
Yeah.
Mapawan and I shared unconditional love. The fact that we reunited 33 years after we separated as teenage parents at 17 and 15, and we got a second chance 33 years later, and I got to spend 16 years with her until she passed on December 21st or December 24th, 2021 from a 10-year battle with cancer. So we had our communications, and I know that she's smiling down on me because she told me that she did not want me. So here I am scrolling, whoa, and I went ahead and decided to send a friend request, a friend. Because see, now all you want to do is you want to talk, you want to communicate, you want to, you know, you don't want to sit in your room or you don't, you know, I'm 67 years old. I'm on my way to 68. Okay. And so I friended her. And when I friended her, I left her a message that said, this is not a hit. I'm not hitting on you. I want to be your friend. Relationships, raw and real. That's what it's called, relationships. Isn't that funny? Raw and real. And she invited me into a panel because I got a little upset when she was on a live and she said, oh, what we're going to be doing, because she just turned 49. Okay. So, and this, again, very beautiful. I know she was younger than me. I ain't got a chance. She was doing a show on 40s and 50s. And I went, whoa, time out. I mean, I got a little, the hair on my neck went up, and I fought back, and I said, whoa, what about 60s? Dr. Janice, you're beautiful. I ain't giving away your age, but everybody knows that you're older than 21. Okay. Beauty pageants and all that, right? And we're still here. We still want to love. We want to communicate. We want to have friends. We don't want to be lonely. So when she said 40s and 50s, I don't know, whoa, time out, man. What about 60s? She went like, whoa. Well, I didn't think about that. I mean, I'm 40 going on 50 and that's how it started. And then she got sick. She was in Texas at that time. She drove back home. She was sick she got COVID and she was in her room. She was sick. And I told you why I friended her. It wasn't a hit. I wanted a friendship. And I felt something. I felt, okay, not the whoa. I just felt that we could communicate. She was a very positive, a very intelligent, a very powerful woman. And she got sick. And so I got on the GIFs and I sent her a bowl of menudo soup, virtual menudo soup that still had the steam coming up. And I said, I am your medical assistant. I will be watching over you while you're bedridden. And if there's anything I can do for you. And yesterday we celebrated our 6-month anniversary.
You know what you cut out as soon as you said, if there's anything I can do for you.
And so you know about the bowl of menudo. So you know about the bowl of menudo soup.
Yeah, what's menudo?
Okay, so I said I gave her a virtual bowl of menudo soup. She was sick.
But what's menudo soup?
Menudo soup is
Oh, jeez.
and with hominy and all kinds of stuff, right? So I sent her a bowl of menudo soup. She's Hispanic.
Okay. Well,
I could have sent her some pozole, but I sent her a bowl of menudo soup.
I
And I
got
said,
you.
I am your personal medical assistant. If you need anything, just push the button. And
Okay.
that's how it started. And like I said, yesterday we celebrated our 6th month in this relationship for 6 months as of yesterday.
Wow.
From 5.
Yeah, 5,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Wow. So, how often do you all get to see each other?
We have seen each other 3 times. She came to visit me when I did a presentation with BTBY, Be the Best You Can Be, which I'm flying out to Kansas City next Thursday for a weekend with the conference or the experience, Be the Best You That You Can Be. St. Louis, Missouri, and stayed there for 4 days. And then I drove back with her to Fort Wayne and I spent another 6 days. And then we saw each other again in Vegas for a few days. And then last month, July, I flew to Indianapolis to visit her for her 49th birthday and celebrate her birthday with her. Other than that, it's FaceTime, it's text time, it's not it's when when the time comes, when you work or you coach or you umpire or you're doing all the things, taking care of your two sons, okay, taking care of your business. She's a CEO and founder of Besitos lipsticks.
Oh,
Okay, you ain't never seen a lipstick until you seen hers, trust me.
all right.
We might have to hook you up, Dr. Janice. But
Please.
yeah, oh no, she's into all that, man. The Besitos
Okay.
lipsticks. Okay.
Okay.
She is the founder and CEO of that lipstick company, along with being an author and a speaker. She does women's retreats. She helps those women that have been lost, that find themselves, and she says she has a program called Comeback Queens.
Oh, wow.
Come
Love.
get your sexy on. Be selfish. So she has a lot going on. Obviously, you said that I have a lot going on, right? And so it's when we have the time, and sometimes it might not even happen. It might be a text once or twice in the day.
Okay.
But here's some things. You might want to ask me a question, so I don't want to go that. So how we not you ask me how we met, okay, and then you might have some other questions, and our listeners, our viewers might have some questions. So I'll just wait and see, and if not, then I'll fill in the blanks.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do, because I got a couple of texts. So, what I'm going to do is, when you coming back, I'm going to go to a commercial.
Okay.
And then when I come back, that's when I'm going to ask you these 2 questions that I got here. And then anyone else that wants to put a question in the chat about maintaining a long distance relationship, especially one that's over 5,000 miles.
Yes. And I'd like to answer some deep questions, because let me tell you, it's workable, but it takes patience.
Like a lot of other, like some relationships that are not even long distance.
Yeah, well, that's a good part about it, right?
All right. Okay. All right, Coach. Okay, so hang on. We'll
No
be right
worries.
back. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's not it's not only acting Hawaii is acting up on his side, but my side too. But if you have some questions that you would like to ask Coach Chuck, put them in the chat. Put them in the comments and ask your questions, especially if you are thinking about a long-term relationship and wondering how it works. Not long-term, long distance relationship, wondering how it works, how it can work for you, or if you've been in one and you got something to say about it. Okay, we'll be right back. Don't go away. Okay, we are back with Coach Chuck, and we are going to talk about long distance relationships. So now, okay, first question I see here is, are there trust issues?
No, not at all.
That was quick.
No, and I'll tell you why, or I'll answer the question as brief as I can. I said that I was a widower. I passed Mapawana passed December 24th, 2021. Listen, God is good. When you know the blessings that have been given to you. Elena lost her husband December 24th, 2018. December 24th. I lost Mapawana December 24th, 2021. Elena found out about a relationship that her husband had even just before they had gotten married, and they'd been married like 4 or 5 years. She lost everything. Everything. So when she talks about being a comeback queen, she had to rebuild from nothing. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, houses, cars, everything. She sold a ring, a $7,000 ring. She sold for $500 to put her electricity on because she was promoting her very first book that she wrote. She's been through. She needed a man. Obviously, I needed a woman. So she's been broken. She gives me happiness. She gives me a partner. She gives me a friendship. Okay. And I give her the man of her dreams, the man of her dreams. So, we're going to deal with this. I thought about it. It is what it is. See, that's
so Chuck, you said, and I give her the man, and then you cut off.
I give her the man of her dreams.
All right.
Remember, I have been polished to be given back after 33 years to my very first love. I said very first. 16, 14, we become parents, or we have child, we are going to be parents. 17, 15, we have a child. Because of my foundation, my childhood, I was damaged, very damaged. I left. It didn't work. 33 years, I got an opportunity. In those 16 years that her and I reunited, we polished, we grind, we did things that partners, soulmates are supposed to do, and we formed an unconditional love. So now I have this for a woman that has been jacked around, messed around, thrown. She came back. So the trust, absolutely. I don't want to get hurt, and I don't want to hurt her. So up front, and I'll talk about how, that's probably another question that comes up, but we'll talk about communication. Up front, I told her, or anybody else that I have a relationship, if we can't talk, I was in a 22-year marriage. We didn't talk, we existed. I learned things. Okay? If we can't talk, I'm going to walk. Simple.
All righty.
And that was the foundation.
Okay, so have you met her sons?
Yes, I have. I met her entire family when I went to Indiana and spent 6 days at the Best Western. We went out to dinner. Her and her sons and I went out to dinner. That's the reason why I went from St. Louis to Fort Wayne, because I felt something here. I mean, we had already been talking to them. We made it official the 16th when she came into St. Louis. We made it official. We were in a relationship. Oh, and so why would I not? I'm so close, for 6 hours away from St. Louis to Indiana. Why would I not? So I said, I'd like to come to meet your family, meet your parents. And I got to. We had a little get together on a Friday night. Her mom, her aunties, her cousins, a big family, a big loving family. And so, yes, I did get to meet them. She has not got to meet mine physically yet.
That was the next question here. Right.
Go ahead. What's the question? I'll answer it.
Yeah. Did they meet? Has she met your children? They're not children, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. Not physically. She has met she has talked to and intermixed conversations with my oldest granddaughter. And I think that's it. So yeah. And that is obviously in the future, but getting her from Indiana to Hawaii may take some time. So but yes, it is. It's definitely, it's a respect thing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to respect each other, and you respect each other's families. You respect what was there before you got there.
Yeah.
We have plans for her to come here to the islands and meet my family and do it island style.
Okay. The next question here. Okay, let me read. Don't have my glasses on. Okay. Are you afraid that once you all are together, that you will find out things that you didn't know in the beginning?
No. Another quick answer.
Okay.
Because if you're, let's be real here. If you're in a physical relationship and you don't communicate, you first meet and you hold things back. I'm not saying that there's not things that we have not talked about, because you still have that right. We've had those moments. We've had those conversations where I have to, and she has to allow us to grow and come out within ourselves, because there's things that that hurt us. There are things that are deep within us. But for the most part, everything in a relationship, whether it's long distance or physically there, everything must be put on the table with respect to things that will come out later if they do. Because you got to give them that right, you know. But for the most part, I would say 99%, yeah. There's nothing that we don't know about each other.
So, so when you met her, Chuck, when you all decided that it was a relationship, did you both say things that you liked, things that you did not like, things that were like uh a I'll wait till you come back. Um,
No, I get what you're saying.
yeah.
Absolutely. Because again, you're forming a. See, here's the good thing about a long distance relationship. Okay, you're a long way away, and if you say something that disturbs them, they're not going to whack you upside the head or give you that we call stink face, right?
Mhm,
Uh, and so it is very important. I mean, I'm just giving you my perspective. I've
mhm,
never been in a long distance relationship like this,
mhm,
never. But
mhm.
my creator, who I choose to call God, gave me this opportunity. She believes, or we both know, she calls her God, her God, her God, grand overall designer. So we knew that this was a blessing. There's just too many things that we have in common that it was a blessing. So if you're the creator, who I choose to call God, you got to do things the right way.
Yeah.
Do you lie? No. Are you truthful? Absolutely. Do you love? Unconditionally.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, excuse me. Um, let's say now I have a couple of friends who were in long distance relationships, not 5,000 miles away, but like, maybe a couple of thousand miles away. And when everything was fine until they started seeing each other more often. And then things kind of fell apart. And and well, of course, it was the woman that I would be talking to,
Yeah.
and, and both of them said, you know, what the way he presented himself to me was one way, but then when we got together, it was just told it was totally different.
Well, that means that the blinders were put on. See, there are no blinders with Elaine and I. None. Zero. We have our moments. Trust me. I have. There was a few times because she said it in a way. She's a scheduling person. I'm not. I'm spontaneous. Okay, you know that. And so there was things that we had to work on, but it's not been a smooth ride
Hmm.
by any means. But here again, in a long distance relationship, you're away from each other. You're not all of a sudden you get into a spat, you get into a disagreement. And what I learned from my relationship with Mapuana was every partner has a right to an opinion.
Okay.
Every partner has a right,
Love that.
that's okay, has a right or must be respected for a right to agree and disagree. So see, when you're in a long distance relationship, you're on the phone, you might have a little spat or something, and then the next day you're going to clean up, or later on you can clean up. If you're living with somebody or you're close to somebody and you're in that physical relationship, you have a tendency to push more. Like, maybe I got to come over and talk to you like now. No, I don't want you to come over. And you come over anyhow. There was a time that I was going to go to Indianapolis, and she was going to work her schedule around, but she's a scheduling person. And she finally told me the day before I was going to fly out, I'm really not comfortable with this. I had the flight plans and everything. And you know what? I pushed myself on her. I'm the one that said, I'm coming to Indianapolis, or I'm coming to where you live. I'm going to go right back to the Best Western where I stay when I go there. And you know, I'm going to be there. I was intruding on her time. And in the beginning, because she cares very much for me, she was willing to let me. But the more she thought about it, it was like, it doesn't fit. So we talk about pieces of a puzzle. That's how we talk. You know, you have that box that you look at the box, it's 1,000 pieces and it looks so good. Okay. And you throw it on the table, and the first thing you got to do the outer layer. You got to do the boundaries. And then you start filling in. And that's how we look at our relationship. And if there are times that we start working on that puzzle and it's starting to really come together, and then we get a piece and we try to put it in and it looks like it's going to work, and we're sitting there trying to work it and it doesn't fit, don't force it. Because you're not going to get that picture that's on that box if you force things. I mean, that's the best analogy that I have in our relationship, because we have those moments, those pieces don't fit.
Okay.
And when those pieces do fit, like coming to Vegas for 3 days, or me going to where she lives, or her coming to Indianapolis, driving to Indianapolis for 3 days to celebrate her birthday. Those pieces fit, and they felt good, and we had a great time, and there was laughter and sharing and caring and obviously feeling loved physically. So there are those moments.
Well, do you think, Chuck, that you have those moments because you're not like seeing each other every single day?
No, and I'll tell you why. I did not survive what I survived. Okay. For 13 years. My stepfather almost killed me twice, strangulation and drowning. He beat me when I was 3 years old, and they put me in a safe house for 6 months while he was incarcerated, only to give me back. Okay. So
that was your father?
That was my stepdad.
Oh, that was your stepfather.
That was my stepfather. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, I had a lot of walls that I've had to break in my life. Yeah. But I made a promise to God, if he would let me get old. God, look, heaven's messing with us right now. And God said, hey, somebody to come on her show, or she's not going to have her show. And we work things out with my granddaughter and my great-granddaughter, because I usually pick her up, right? We work things out, and here we are. So we're rolling, right? I choose to allow my God, my creator, he has blessed me with somebody that we have mutual, we're both speakers.
Yeah.
We're both authors.
Yeah.
We both have children.
Yeah.
I have 19 grandchildren. Wow. 6 great-grandchildren. Okay? I don't have time to play around. You know, as you get older, you don't play anymore. And how do you don't? I mean, it's straight up. It's being an adult. So we both believe with the things that we have in common and how this came together. It was chance. No, it wasn't chance. It was God saying, Elena, you have been broken. You need a man. Charles, Chuck, you're sick. And you need to have a partner. You need to have a companion. Boom, there it was. Okay. That day that I was scrolling.
You
Go.
blanked out. You said,
Okay.
and he said, Charles, Chuck. That's all we heard.
And God said to me, this is her. We
All right.
believe that. We
Okay.
really believe that if this is the blessings from above, that we were both in a need,
Okay.
and we honor that.
And I think that's wonderful. I think that's that's the foundation when you really really feel that God has put you together and that it wasn't just a chance thing.
Well, you
In
see, I
other words,
experienced.
in other words, you were there really to see her for a reason. Because you could have been somewhere else, you know, could have been somewhere else. She could have been speaking somewhere else. Or she could have not spoken, you know. Yeah.
Well, you see, being 19 years older than her, I have time, a little bit more time, and I've learned a lot. I learned a lot from being reunited with after 16 years, and we worked on something. See, I have the education of what it takes
Okay.
to please a partner
Okay.
unconditionally.
Okay.
And my creator said, you've got the blessings, you've got them. Now share them with this woman that I've put in front of you. Share your lessons, love with this woman.
You
And that's what I'm doing. Anyhow,
you
he said, God said, share your love with this woman. And
okay.
we know it. See, this is divine. We say it. This is a divine intervention that was given to us for a purpose. And the purpose was two individuals in a need. Because see, when I first came into her life, she was like she'd already been single for and rebuilding from damage, from nothing. She was destroyed, like destroyed. And she's worked her way back hard. And you know,
And so have you.
yes, and hey, I can even get on the computer now. I'm loving that. Before, I remember when I was throwing stuff, but we believe, but you can't just believe. You have to go through the work,
Yes.
and it's difficult at times. It is. It's very challenging. Go out to the cocktail bar as the sun's going down right here on the beach, which is 3 blocks away from me, and get a cocktail and look around and see who I might want to talk to. Okay. Or go on a dating scene. I tried the dating scene and I wasn't looking for anything. I was looking for companionship. I was looking for a friend. Well, guess what? My creator gave me a friend. And I get to talk to her. And those moments are special. Even if it's just a few moments of our time.
Okay.
I don't have to look anywhere. I'm happy.
That's wonderful. And you look happy. You sound happy. And I'm happy for you. And I think that if more people would take on what you're saying and feel what you're saying, number one, that is work. It is work. and
Oh,
and that if you really feel like when you take your vows, that really that God brought you together, and that way, if you keep that here and you keep that here, then you can weather the storms.
right. Well, there's no vows here. There's a
I
relationship.
know
And
that. Yeah, I know that, but I'm
yeah,
just talking,
no, no, I know that, but I'm just specifically saying there's no vows here. It's not that we're working on our relationship from
right.
5,667 miles away, but we are committed to each other. See,
Yeah.
I have one of my workshops I have one of my workshops many workshops that I do at the schools, and one of them is catch and release.
Okay.
See, my mom broke up, went back, broke up. That's why I went to so many schools, because of the alcohol and the fighting and getting kicked out of apartments or whatever. And so I was used to that back forth. And it was a trait that came into my life. And one of the You ready for this? So I'm in the middle of a classroom, 30 kids, and I say, catch and release. So there's the line, the rod and the reel. You're fishing in a pond. You get it? You're fighting it. Okay, you got to let it drag. You got to feel that fish. You want to feel that, put you want to see how powerful and how long that fish is going to fight, right? And all of a sudden, now you get it in, you hold it up, and it's like, it's not a keeper. So what do? Catch and release. Go fish in another pond.
I like that analogy. I love that analogy. Well,
so why would I waste my time?
You got it. You're right. You're right. We only got a couple of minutes, and and you. So now, what part of Hawaii are you in? You in Oahu?
I'm on the west side of Oahu, in a small village, city, town, whatever. I say village because my Hawaiian family's been here since the documented early 1700s.
Wow.
So I'm on the island of Oahu. Yes, I do have family, and I want to say, can we have prayers for my ohana on Maui that are helping getting supplies and delivering supplies to those in need, because Lahaina is devastated.
Yes. Yes.
So funny prayers going to those that are helping, those that are serving, and those that have lost loved ones and pretty much everything that they have.
Yes. Yes.
So yes, I'm on the west side of Oahu.
Okay, we are sending our prayers. We are really sending our prayers to
Mahalo.
Have you what? Okay, so I think something came in right quick before we go.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's just someone just wanted to let us know. Sandy Barney Ennis says, Gwen and I are on the road enjoying the show. All right. Thank you, Sandy, Barney Ennis, and Gwen. We appreciate that. And one is riding and one is driving. So the one that's, why can't I get
it's looking? Look, that's it. Now shake them. Now shake them. That's it. Hang loose.
All right.
You need to come to Hawaii and we'll work on that.
Well, you know what? Wait a minute now.
What? Come see me.
I'm like, okay,
I'm 2 blocks from the beach.
Oh my gosh.
When the waves are high, I can hear the waves crashing on the shore from my bedroom.
Oh, Chuck. Stop rubbing it in. But Chuck, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it, and I'm just so happy and I'm enjoying talking to you again, because I haven't seen you in person for a while.
Not in a while.
And Coach Chuck, you have not changed.
And I won't.
And I don't want you to.
Well, I'll change for the better. I'll change because everybody needs to make change in their life to be a better them, the better version of themselves. Like be the best you. Okay. Be the best version of yourself that you can be and be successful. So while I'm going to take a minute, 30 seconds, any of you, and I know that you and I talked about this, Dr. Janice, and you were in the educational field, what I have to offer, if anybody has been listening to me and they see that I have some value, I don't just work with at-risk youth. I work with their parents also, because I work with them in the school. They take that home, and their parents see a change in them. They see a change in their grades, and they want to know why. And the kids say, well, I was told that I got some traits that you gave me, that you passed down to me from from grandma or grandpa. Have you ever heard you sound just like your father or act just like your mother? Those are traits. So once I work with the at-risk youth, I'm working with the parents also. I'm working with families, because the sooner we can break those negative generational traits, the better off the next generation is going to be. I can tell you right now that my great-grandkids will never not know their great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather. My father died at 86 years old, and he never in his life saw his father. My father wasn't in my life off and on. I wasn't in my daughter's. Cycles are real. Generational traits of negativity are real. So I speak in schools, I speak wherever I can. I even preach to the choir because God is good every day. So you can put my information out there if you would. I think I sent it to you. If you could put that out there,
And
I'd
don't,
appreciate that.
and you did not send me. The last thing I saw was give me 45 minutes and I'll send it.
But that was
You
on
did.
another one, so I did send it. So it's LinkedIn, Charles
Okay.
Prinzen.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Charles Prinzen. Okay. On LinkedIn.
Or obviously Facebook.
Okay, so what I did, I put it like this, um, because I didn't put the URL. Wait,
That's fine. They know who
okay,
LinkedIn. Friend me on
yeah,
LinkedIn.
right,
Look at
right.
my and then
But there's his
yeah,
name,
on
Charles
LinkedIn
Prince. Yeah.
or www. I think you got that one. MEINCNOW.com. All small cap. www.
.MEINCNOW.com. Yeah,
NOW.com.
.com.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Ooh,
obviously on Facebook.
okay. Wait a minute, I got to get rid of a banner because it told me I got too many banners on here. So now I can do yours.
Okay.
Okay, let me do it right quick again. Okay. www.m, do it again.
MEINC.com,
MENCNOW.com.
which stands for me expressing I need change now. And the last one is Chuck Prinzen at yahoo.com.
Okay, so let me run this over. There you go. There you go. Okay. And the other one is, I don't know if they're
Chuck
going to let,
Prinzen at yahoo.com.
yeah. Okay. So I don't know if they're going to let three of them go on at the same time, but I'll do Chuck or Charles. Oops.
Yeah, Chuck Prinzen at yahoo.com. And obviously I'm saying this, so they're
Oh,
gonna anybody that sees this, did it work?
wait a minute. I take that big one off. Okay, so where is it? That's the okay. So let me create. Okay, now tell me that again so I can run it
Chuck
around.
Prinzen. Chuck Prinzen
Chuck.com. Oh gosh.
at
Dot
yahoo.com.
com. I do believe. Chuck ChuckPrinzen.com.
At yahoo.com.
At Yahoo.com. Okay,
Yeah.
move out the way. Chuck Prinzen at Yahoo.com. Okay, so let me run that across the bottom.
And obviously I'm also a marriage counselor, a relationships counselor.
You do so much, Chuck.
I want to share the
Okay,
aloha.
let's
You
run
know
it
that.
across.
I
Let's
had too much
go.
negativity I had way too much negativity in my life. I share nothing but positivity now.
Okay. So there you are. Chuck Prison at yahoo.com. Chuck, thank you again.
It's an
Uh,
honor, Dr.
thank
Janice. It's an
you.
honor.
It was an honor having you. So now, do we say aloha when you say, what do we
Okay,
say?
here you go. You ready for this one? You're gonna mess it up, but here we go. Say ah.
You
Say
know I'm going to mess it up.
here you go.
What? Wait a minute.
Say ah.
Powers that be messed it
Okay.
up.
Okay. Say ah. I'm asking you to say ah. I'm teaching you how to say goodbye in Hawaiian.
Okay, so
Ah.
say it. Okay, what?
Say ah.
Ah,
Hui.
ooey,
O
oh,
kako.
kako. Ah, ooey,
Hui ho kako. Until we meet again.
ah, we will kako until we meet again.
Hui ho kako. I didn't stop. Or you can just go, hello.
All right, Chuck. A, a huio okako until we meet again. Thank
Thank
you
you so
so much.
much. Thank you for all the viewers. Plenty prayers and aloha going to you and your ohana in these times that we are in.
Thank you so much, Chuck. Bye bye.
Aloha.
Ahui kaku.
You didn't play on that one.
This has been wonderful, wonderful and great. So, we will see you again next week. So now, if you have anyone who did not get to see this and they're in a long distance relationship, thinking about it, in it right now, tell them definitely to watch this. It's on YouTube, it's on Roku, it's on Amazon, it's on Apple, it's on Android, wherever they get their podcasts and their TV shows to watch this. Until then, I will see you next week where we will have another show on relationships. So remember, there are all kinds of relationships and there are all kinds of relationship matters. See you again next week. Bye bye.